And that's where it all began for the man who graduated from UCLA with double major in film and sociology.
Say
it. That's where his claim, it wasn't the degrees, no. His mother, his parents worked so hard for him. It wasn't those things.
This is why they moved to America.
Right here, Harold and Kumar film series. This is what made him the man he is today. Screw that he worked for a president.
Right.
That had nothing to do with it. He would not be sitting in his seat today if it wasn't for Harold and Kumar.
That's true.
And White Castle. You owe a lot to that film series, brother.
I do, and the fans. That movie came out and did not do well in the box office.
It
People
did not.
forget this. It got pulled in its initial 2-week run, and then fans found it on DVD and bought it and gave us a second and third one. So I am indebted to them endlessly.
Kal Penn is here, ladies and gentlemen. Dude was the associate director in the White House for public engagement.
You official.
Double made all this different stuff. You attended Marlboro Middle School in Marlboro Township, the people of New Jersey.
New Jersey, yeah. Are you from New Jersey?
I'm from Oakland, California.
Okay.
Because you didn't. Okay, I was going to say because you didn't say being from New Jersey is greater than an ethnicity or race.
Yes.
Like people from New Jersey, the arrogance and pride with which we say New Jersey, I didn't catch in your voice.
That's why you said
So I was like, you're not from New Jersey, but I want to know where you're. Are you from New Jersey? You are?
Oh, shit.
Julia, turn your mic on. Go ahead.
I'm from Marlboro, New Jersey, and we used to talk about you all the time at Marlboro Middle School.
No way.
Our band teacher, Mr. Manziano.
Mr. Mans! Is he still there?
He retired after I left,
Okay.
but he would talk about you all the time.
Oh, he was great.
She hasn't talked this entire fucking time she's been here.
Weeks, Cal. I mean, weeks.
Yeah.
Like pulling teeth getting her to talk.
We had the same music teacher.
Wow.
That's
Oh my
awesome.
gosh. Julia needs a photo today with
Who else has a story? Anybody else got a Cal story?
I don't know. I used to shoplift at Garden State Mall.
That's it. There, you gotta find.
It's a New Jersey story.
Yeah, man.
It's a New Jersey story.
I lived in Elizabeth and got in a police car chase.
Jersey, stand
Wait,
up.
what?
Yeah, Jersey, stand up.
He was in a police chase. You hear that?
It's too long. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
This is Cal's interview. We're
Well,
talking
on which side of the police chase?
I was being chased.
That
talk
sounds
about
like
that later.
Jersey.
Yeah.
That's some Jersey shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cal's like, yeah, I've experienced. Is that Heather right there?
Yes.
Okay, here's the true Jerseyan. Oh my gosh, is that what y'all call you guys, Jerseyans?
Jersey? Sure, you can say Jersey. Yeah.
Yo,
With Jersey.
See?
What happened?
I was saying, we were talking about, so she went to middle school. Julian, is it?
Julia.
Julia and I went to the same middle school at different times, had the same music teacher. And then I was saying being from New Jersey is like an ethnicity. He said that I grew up in New Jersey, but he didn't say it the way that we say it.
yeah.
When you're from New
But
Jersey.
Cal looked at me when I said you went to Marlboro Middle School in New Jersey, and the way he looked at me was
That's
like,
not right.
You look
I'm like,
disgusted at me. That was the first time I ever saw that emotion from you.
Right.
He said I didn't say Jersey with enough pride.
Enough pride and arrogance. We
hates
have.
us.
I do not hate
That's
Jersey.
fine. When you say that you hate New Jersey to people from New Jersey, we don't get defensive because we know you're wrong.
Come on now.
But Cal needs to hear Heather B give her stamp of pride to Jersey. What do you always
Whenever
say?
we say Jersey,
Jersey, stand up. With our pride, we have to stand up because we've been second fiddle to New York for so long. It's hard, Sway. So when you Oaklanders come along and all you different people.
Nah. You know what, Jersey? Some of the easiest women I've been with came from Jersey.
Oh,
No, it wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem. It wasn't no slut. That wasn't the issue with them. Sex.
Wow.
You didn't have to work hard.
Because they didn't want to go back to Jersey. It's like,
That was I'm trying to get the Manhattan. John, what up, John? Help me out here, John. John, go
Where
ahead.
John
He's in
from?
Colorado.
John.
What up, man? John, you
Hey,
did.
Sweat,
What's up, man?
how you doing today?
Doing great. Say hello to Cal, man.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Cal?
Good, man. How are you?
Dude, I love the movie.
Thank you.
Hey, so I have a quick question, man. What was it like working with Neil Patrick Harris?
Amazing. Neil Patrick Harris is the nicest guy. He plays a weird version of himself in the Harold and Kumar franchise. Apparently, when when that script was written, two guys named John Hurwitz and Hayden Schlossberg, who also grew up in New Jersey, wrote the script, tried to get, sent it to his agent, I think, and his agent said, no, Neil would not be interested in this. Because the agent, being an agent, was like, no, there's no way that we're going to let Neil play this drug-infused, sex-crazed version of himself. And then somehow they got the script to Neil personally, and he was like, hell yes, I want to do this. Of course. Why wouldn't I? So each of those movies, I think the first one he came in for like 2 weeks. The second one, he did 2 separate trips because he was working on How I Met Your Mother by then. And then the third one, same thing. He popped in once or twice. He's awesome.
That movie kind of changed his image, too. When he made that appearance in the first Harold and Kumar, people were like, holy shit. And it was just like, from there, he was doing the comedy on How I Met Your Mother.
He had done a few movies in the interim between his TV shows, but really, I think he was living in New York and focused on Broadway for a long time. He was doing these incredible plays, but not everybody knew that unless you're following the theater scene. So when he played that version of himself from like Doogie Howser, it was a lot of fun. People definitely took notice. And then for How I Met Your Mother, both John Cho and I had guest spots on that, so it kind of came full circle, which was nice.
So how do you go from Harold and Kumar to Seth Wright in this series Designated Survivor? And this is a political drama.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm all for political dramas. I watch the news every day. So, you know, but what was it? I mean, obviously you worked with the Obama administration, you know, and you quit with the Obama administration to go film. What commonality do you see in this script and what it's like to be in those political circles?
So for me, I really I loved that. I took a 2-year sabbatical from acting to work in the Obama White House. That was an incredible experience. I get a lot of attention for that because I'm an actor, but there were literally hundreds of people who did the same thing. They were doctors and pediatricians and professors and interesting walks of life who did the same thing. They worked for a couple of years in the administration and then went back to what they were doing before. I always mention that because I know it sounds unique, but it's not really when you think about it. And that's one of the great things about what we still can do. I know we feel paralyzed when you watch the news, like what could I possibly do? There's a lot you can do, and you don't even, people don't even necessarily have to know about it. So that said, when Designated Survivor came up, I said no to the job because I thought to myself, I told my manager at the time, I don't know if I want to do a White House show. Won't people get confused? Won't they think that I'm only doing it because I worked in the real White House? Won't it not be challenging? Yeah. And then I read the script. I'm like, oh, wait a second. This is a conspiracy theory show starring Keifer Sutherland. That's very different, obviously, than me being an associate director of public engagement. So the analogy I use is like if I were a real airline mechanic and then did a play where I was playing like a pilot, that's the right. So I know about the world, but the roles are totally different, and one is fake and one is not. So I've been having a great time doing it. We have a huge cast. It's a big ensemble. In addition to Keifer, Maggie Q, Atalia Ritchie, Aiden Canto, like some great actors, and we shoot in Toronto. So I live in New York. It's not far from home. It's been cool. I do miss being able to tell dick jokes.
You can't tell dick jokes.
Not on camera.
Right. I thought you meant because of the climate in Hollywood right now.
No. Well, I mean dick jokes the same way that I would say fart jokes. It's like a synonymous with sophomoric jokes, are probably a better way to put it.
I want to hear a dick joke.
She asked for it.
So the point was that's one of the outlets that I loved with the Harold and Kumar franchises. You can explore inappropriate humor, but now I'm working on a network show that families watch together, which is a new experience for me, which is kind of cool. Like I have parents with their little kids coming up to me on the subway going, "We really enjoy Designated Survivor." I'm like, "Thank you," because usually it's like somebody who's stoned when you're walking back to the subway at like midnight.
Battle shits.
Yeah, who's yelling? They yell. They yell with love, by the way. They're not yelling at you, but they're yelling like cock meat sandwich on the one train. I'm like, okay, hello, thank you.
So your character is a speechwriter, right? What is your character?
So he started as a speechwriter, and he's now the press secretary.
And now he's the press secretary.
Yeah.
Keifer's character is
the president.
The president. So you mean to tell me, because now you're on this show, you're apprehensive about telling dick jokes in public?
No. What I'm saying is our scripts are very network TV. So I love that side of it, but I miss being on camera. Right. Right.
Okay.
Like the way we did a lot of the Harold and Kumar scripts were so well written that you didn't have to improvise anything, but because the world was so well written, you could just come up with almost anything. You could say anything. And sometimes they would use that in the final cut of the scripts because John and I would just improvise back and forth a little bit. So that's obviously like Keifer and I talking about a conspiracy theory on an ABC show is a very different kind of. I love it, but that's what I'm saying is
you can't
I miss
slip a
that.
dick joke.
Right. Although we did have, I posted this on my Instagram. Keifer, our lighting guy, put like one of those fart machines, an electronic fart machine, in the tissue box on our Air Force One set. And there's a scene where I fall asleep in the Air Force One office, and Keifer comes in as the president, throws a blanket over me, and then the lighting guy just hit the fart. And we have footage of this, and Keifer was like, he thought I did it, like on purpose. And I finally got all the angles, and we posted it on our Insta. So we do have that outlet.
Okay, you do have that outlet.
Of the dick/fart joke every so often.
Okay, that's important.
But it's not on camera usually.
Yeah,
It's got to be very subtle.
You got to be happy in these jobs you take. You
Yes,
know what I mean?
yes,
you
of
gotta,
course.
you gotta make sure. If you like, we got DB here, man. Just for old time's sake, man. If y'all want to go back and forth with some dick jokes,
Yes,
man,
come
you want to do
on.
that?
I mean,
I don't
know
have
if I have as much ammunition.
No, neither do I. That's not. I'm in designated survivor mode.
Okay, DB, try one.
We should save it.
Try.
Shit in a dick joke.
One or the other.
No dick in the shit joke.
Okay, try that.
I don't have a dick
That
in the
was
shit
a joke.
joke.
You don't have none?
Yeah, I just
Most of them are improvised in the moment.
wonder you got something.
You guys got one? Okay.
Sure. What's the difference between 3 dicks and a joke? What's the difference between 3 dicks and a joke?
What?
Your mother cannot take a joke.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Tracy, you.
I ain't got no dick jokes, but I got dick pics.
Okay, we're going to come back. We're going to open up the phone lines. You want to talk with Kal Penn? 888-742-3345. We're dedicating this to Jersey. Jersey, stand up.
There we go.
All right.
We're done. We're going to let this thing burn itself out. Prepare the statement.
Yes, sir.
Designated Survivor Season 2 returning tomorrow at 10 p.m. on ABC. That's right. Designated Survivor has returned, starring our good friend Keifer Sutherland as well as Kal Penn.
Thank you. How cool is his voice, by the way, in those clips?
Man, it's just Keifer Sutherland.
Keifer being Keifer is pretty.
He's always going to be
amazing.
David the Vampire for me. Like
From Lost Boys? Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. That's Maggie Q too, man. Oh wow. Then we have
Dylan McDermott.
Yeah, with her man was here.
Yeah.
You wish he was here.
Have you seen his show?
Yeah.
Is it? It looks funny. I haven't seen the episodes. The trailers look ridiculous.
It's very quick comedy.
Okay.
Very quick. I think you'll appreciate it.
And then you a quick comic. You know, Jordan on the line from Atlanta. What up,
What
Jordan?
up, Jordan?
Jordan.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are y'all?
What's
Hey,
up,
Jordan,
man?
how are you?
I'm doing well, Cal. Huge fan, man. You guys are in the movies, man. Been a big fan since pretty much.
Thank you.
I just had a quick question for you. So, John, who plays Harold in the movie, are you guys actually really good friends in real life?
We are, and I appreciate the love. John, so John and I didn't know each other before we shot the first Harold and Kumar movie, and we filmed it in Toronto. We had a little bit of rehearsal in Los Angeles, and then we moved to Toronto, and we were living in the same apartment building, and he knocked on my door the first day we were there. I think we landed at like 4 in the afternoon, 7 p.m., I get a knock on my door. He goes, hey, you want to have a drink? We're playing friends. We might as well get to know each other. I'm like, yeah, I was going to hit you up tomorrow, but great. So we go to this bar around the corner, and I ordered like an Amstel Light or something, and he orders a Scotch. And I was like, oh. And I'm thinking, like, there's a little bit of an age difference, but also he's classy.
Yeah.
So it was more the fact that he's just classy and I'm not. And I'm like, that's only a little, just like this much Scotch.
Yeah.
It's just a little thing. And I'm having my beer, feeling good about myself. So we have a second one. Same order. And then the third one, he goes, are you having another Amstel Light? I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, you're not a Scotch fan? I was like, I don't know. I don't think I've ever had Scotch. Like, I've done shots of, like, Jameson. He's like, oh, no. You're having what I'm having. He gets a Scotch, and I'm about to drink it. He's like, you're not drinking all of that at once. I was like, oh, okay, what do I do? So he's teaching me how to drink Scotch. And then I'm like, wow, this I understand this now. This is a buzz that makes me want to talk. It makes me want to get to know you. I want to put on a nice jacket and have this conversation. This is different than a beer. So John and I immediately bonded, and then we had that conversation about, like, you know, we never grew up seeing people who looked like us on screen, and if we did, it was always in the context of their identity, and yet here we are just making a fun stoner movie, and that's pretty cool. And, you know, John has this phrase that I've started using a lot where he's like, you know, I hope that the 12-year-old me can watch this movie and see somebody who just behaves like a normal person instead of just the stock stereotypical characters. So from that moment on, I mean, that's how I thought of it too. I couldn't believe that we were able to do this movie, or we were about to embark on this journey. So from that first day, John and I were like brothers. Like he's such a great guy, and I hope I get to work with him again.
Man,
he's a good friend.
Thanks for sharing that, man. Every time I see him on screen, I laugh. He just got one of those faces, right?
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up because you touched on it. Even though you're from Jersey, you know, your background and your parents are Indian, and we've heard a lot about representation that's really big right now in Hollywood. And there was actually a documentary called The Problem with Apu, and they were talking about the problem with the stereotype of Apu from The Simpsons and not feeling like he was being represented the right way. I don't know if you feel like it's funny, even though, like, The Simpsons makes fun of everybody. I just wanted to get your opinion on.
Yeah, so The Simpsons does make fun of everybody, but I feel like whenever, you know, so all of the yellow characters on The Simpsons are obviously supposed to be white folks, and there's no absence of diversity of who they are or what makes them tick. So I think it's always, you know, it's an old stereotype, but the character of Apu is based entirely on his ethnicity. He doesn't have any independent character traits that are outside of that stereotype. So I don't know that you necessarily need to get rid of Apu, but I wouldn't mind, like, an Indian dude who happens to be the town drunk, or like a brown dude who happens to be the cop or something. Just something that shows what America really looks like. And I get people are like, oh, you're too sensitive, it's a cartoon. I remember being in 8th grade when you'd get the shit kicked out of you by, like, the bully before there was a name for bullying, and when they spit on you, they would cite quotes from Apu on The Simpsons, and you know that it's not just a cartoon to these kids, that there is something there psychologically. And I don't think, you know, look, in Hollywood, we're talking about representation and saying, like, we understand that kids seeing themselves, I'm not saying in a positive or negative light. There's a media theorist named Peter Feng who talks about if we're only looking at things through positive and negative, you're missing the point, because there should be just a full breadth of characters should be flawed. We all make mistakes. We should have that humanity. So even with something that's funny as a cartoon, it'd be cool, especially now when you realize audiences want more. Why not give them more? The writers are so talented on The Simpsons. Why not just make it better? It's still stuck in the late 80s, and it'd be cool with talent like that to just see it explode even more.
All right, Kal Penn is here, man. Good question. Good answer, man. Hey, man, before you go, man, you mind doing our mystery sack?
Sure. What's that?
Go ahead and reach in.
Dig deep, dig deep.
Put your hands into Sway's sack. It's Sway's Mystery Sack on Shade 45.
No thumbs, Kal.
No thumbs?
No thumbs.
Okay.
Break it down.
Kal, you got to stick your hand in the sack 3 times.
3 times?
One at a time. Pull out a question, read it out loud, and you have to answer honestly.
Quick answer.
Okay.
He didn't dig deep.
Out of all the celebrities you know, who as a human impresses you the most and why? I mean, for me, that's an unfair question because I'm going to say, you know, Barack Obama.
Okay.
Nice.
I got to know him before he was president when I worked on his campaign in 2007. And hearing him, he was the same person behind the scenes when he would have a normal conversation with you as he was in front of cameras and in front of donors. And that's not something you see all the time, particularly
at all in politics.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So whether you agree with him or not, I think one of the nice things was to know that was real was deeply impressive to me, especially when you're living a life that's that public.
Okay, Kal Penn. Question number 2.
Back into your sack?
Yes. Dig a little deeper.
I'm going to go deep.
Get in the corner.
Scratch.
Oh, there's other stuff in here in your sack.
Pubes.
Oh, gosh. What are the key differences between flirting and sexual harassment?
Jesus.
I should ask a woman because I'm a dude, and I think we should listen more.
Well, maybe a woman wrote that question, I think. Maybe.
Wasn't me.
What do you guys think?
I want to hear your ideas first.
I mean, I honestly think we're at a place where if one thing is clear, men should listen a lot more and start realizing what we should be doing differently. Okay. I think if there's one lesson, it's why this system exists the way it does, and we should be held accountable and be better about it.
I think the key thing is once a woman shows disinterest, fall back. When you continue the pursuit after it's been clear that she's like, you're a dub, we're entering the zone of harassment.
Great answer.
Fair.
Okay, that's fair enough, Cal.
All right.
If she says
Until
no,
she find
just
out
fall
you a
back.
millionaire.
Until she find out you're a millionaire.
Until you come up.
Sack. If you had to, this is easy. If you had to eat the same meal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, what would it be? Tacos.
Wait, hold up. What kind of tacos?
Yes.
Fish tacos?
I am recently a vegetarian, and I like veggie tacos. I like bean tacos.
Bean tacos.
I liked bean tacos even when I was eating meat.
Wow.
It's like simple, just beans, guac, some veggies. I love tacos, though.
Me too.
Yeah, what was it? What documentary got you off of meat? What was it? Was it a book? What was it?
You know what it was, actually? It was, so there is a book called Eating Animals that's just a good read regardless of what you're eating.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything that's particularly shocking to anybody if you read the paper, if you read about agribusiness. But it was when Trump pulled out of the Paris Climate Agreement. I remember being so angry, and I was tweeting a bunch of shit about, like, I can't believe that we don't care about our children's future, all this stuff. And then I thought, well, you know, one of the biggest contributors to climate change is the way we raise animals for food. And if I feel that strongly about it, that I'm going to tweet and be that guy, shouldn't I make better personal choices? So I'm like, let me make some better personal choices. So that's really what, you know.
Okay. You don't want to be hypocritical. I like that. Kal Penn, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you watch the TV series, Season 2, starting tomorrow, Designated Survivor, 10 p.m. on ABC. ABC, Heather.
Network.
That's network money.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.